Yo. Yeah, man. Bigger business back. Bigger. Once again. How you feeling today, dog?
I'm good, man. We've been hitting it hard, baby. It's a lot to talk about. You feel me? A lot didn't happen, transpired. Other than that, though, man, always a pleasure to be here, man. Happy to be here, man.
For sure.
How you feeling, brother?
I'm cool, man. I'm good, man. It's a good Tuesday, man, you know. They buzzing, but they always buzzing, man. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed but the name on the motherfucking address, man. But shout out Bay, man. That interview just dropped. Y'all go check that out. You know. Grandmaster Bay, man. $1 million worth of Bay Area game, man. Y'all go check it out on YouTube channel. Going up now. But yeah, we gotta get into this business, man. It's a lot going on in this world, man.
What's going on?
First, let's say RP Scooter. Jug. RP Scooter, though, man.
RP Scoot, man.
Condolences to that man. It's a lot going on with that. Man, I wish him and his family the best. Man, prayers up to the whole Atlanta family out there. But I mean, you want to talk about what happened with the police first?
Before we do anything, I want to say, free band. I know that. I know it's a very touchy subject, man. I want you to deep dive into this, man.
We're gonna get into the cause of it, but as we know, unfortunately, young Scooter has tragically passed away. When was that? Last Friday, I believe. He was basically, police came to the house. He ran out the back of the house. This is where it gets controversial. He was trying to get away. I guess he hopped one fence and then pull that door shut for me, brother. Bill, pull that door all the way shut. But I guess he
close the door.
Hey, close the door. Close the door. Close the door. But I guess he tried to hop a fence. I guess he hopped over the first fence, and when he tried to hop over the second fence, they said the fence impaled his leg and hit his main artery in his thigh, and that caused him to bleed out to death. Controversy, they believe he was shot. A lot of people believe he was shot by APD. Young Thug even came out on his Twitter and said the autopsy came back. Scooter was shot. Atlanta PD released the autopsy saying he died from a puncture wound to his upper thigh that hit whatever main artery is right here, and he bled out. It's very sketchy, knowing just how police get down, especially when you running. If they can catch you somewhere in the back with no cameras, they gonna do you how they gonna do you, in my opinion. I mean, I guess you can't argue with the autopsy, but it seemed a little fishy to me.
Because it shouldn't be that off. It shouldn't be that black and that white. You feel me?
Yeah.
It should be, all right, he died, fence, all right, cool. It shouldn't be like, oh, no, it was, you know. So I'm not saying somebody's lying. Definitely somebody's lying. But I'm just saying it shouldn't be just like, you feel me?
So much gray area.
Yeah, and they kind of, I don't want to say they rushed the autopsy, but it normally take like a week. You feel me? But
yeah.
But if it's a gun wound, it's gonna be a burn mark, all you know.
Yeah.
All that. You feel me?
My theory is they popped him with the taser while he was on the fence.
Yeah.
And then that's what caused
Which
him,
is not illegal.
Which ain't illegal. Yeah, nah. You running, they got the right to do that. But I think that caused him to lose balance, lose consciousness, whatever on the fence, to where he fell probably awkward to where that thing was able to hit his leg, and then he fell however far to his untimely demise. That probably was, that just makes more sense to me. Just him just slipping with it. How you slip on a fence and impale your leg and then...
Bro, them fences ain't no joke, bro. Back in elementary days, I done tore a lot of corduroys hitting fences,
on
bro.
the regular little metal ones?
I mean, we don't know which one it was. You know, they got the ones that look like the New Orleans saint symbol. You know, the old school, European slave mark.
Yeah.
You know, hit you with that. I don't know why that's on the side of a New Orleans helmet, but I guess, you know. But or you got the ones that got the sharp little ooh-wops. Now that one don't seem like it's long enough to just get up in there and I don't know. But I know that one, they got the 3 prongs on it and like this. Yeah. I know that one is deadly. And then we talking about the Jug King, baby. How many fences has he been hitting lately? I'm just saying, man. Hitting the fence is way different than hitting the fence when you was 16. You hear me?
True.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They got the other fences that come out like this too. That either go this way or that way. Yep. So you might thought you got over it and it got in there and it's like, but that means he hung a little bit and then slid down, which is all horrible.
It was a horrible thing.
It's all horrible. It's all horrible. But the real controversy behind this whole subject is the way it started.
Take us to the bridge, bro.
Let's take it to the bridge, man.
A reaction for every action. This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only have part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. I'm giving you what led up to the call. I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself. That's the issue. That's part A. I never had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt. And I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want anything. All these troll pages. Y'all don't know me. None of y'all know me at all. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. And I was physically abused multiple times. There's a reaction.
Let me tell you something. This is a bad bitch. You doing too much talking. And you not saying nothing. Let me tell you.
You gonna let her just interrupt you like that? We're gonna throw it over to Janisha, see what she got going on. Make sure y'all keep it locked. We're here at the Baddies Africa Audition right.
Okay, so that's a young lady by the name
don't have part B.
Demi Blanco. Demi Blanco is the young lady that called the police on Scooter in his camp at the party because she couldn't go. She was mad at Scooter for one reason or another. What we didn't have is the initial phone call where she accused them of beating her. But obviously she wasn't where they were at that point in time because she was by herself. So that's a lie. I was getting beat. If you did get beat, you wasn't get beat in that moment in that house. So that's just a flat out lie. We're going to call that what it is. She said they was pimping, beating up a girl, pulling her back in the house, out the house, beating her. She was bleeding profusively. She also said they started shooting. After she got beat, somebody came and started shooting in front of the house. And the police, you can tell they sent some like BS. And then the final straw she had to throw in there, it was, there's a kid in there too. So they pimping, selling drugs, beating up women, and there was somebody shooting all at the same time incident. But yet she's in the house and it's pitch quiet in there. You can't hear nothing. So obviously she wasn't in that building when she supposedly got beat. So it's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of BS. Scoring woman. What's your take on that?
Oh man, it's like they was allegedly up to a lot of hoggish and doggish type activities, you know, and when she made them police calls, it was just quiet. You could hear a church mouse. It's very, very sad, unfortunate events have happened, man. Scooter is my dog, man. I was Julie King, man. You know, when they talk about trap, you know, they talk about Bootsy, they talk about, you know, Jeezy, they talk about Gucci Man, you know, Juice Man, you know, stuff like that. But Scooter made the jug, you know, everybody was out here supposedly jugging. He made that shit clean, made it relevant, all that, my opinion. Back to the subject at hand. What do I think happened? What do I think transpired? I think her all access pass was denied, and wherever locations they were at when this happened, she wasn't allowed. Or she was there earlier and she got kicked out politely and it hurt her little ego. You feel me? So she made this call and made all types of attempts, like a scared neighbor in the suburbs, you know, to get the police to finally come out and you know, start off a police pursuit, you know, of a man that did nothing wrong. Now she said she was beat, assaulted, they were shooting and all this. She never said Scooter did none of that stuff. I just want to make that loud and clear. She never said Scooter put his hands on her. You know, she never said that Scooter was shooting. It really don't matter what she said, because I don't think none of it's true either. I just think she got put out. You know, sometimes, you know, we want to vibe with each other, but then it's not a vibe, but there's other vibes around. I think it'd probably be best if you know, be about, you know, get up out of here, go on your way. Whatever it was, she wasn't there when the police did come, and all this transpired, and they were looking for her probably to make a statement. She wasn't there, which is weird. If she was there, she didn't leave out the front door, so that means she must have ran off with Scooter in there. You know, but again, that's allegedly. Do I believe that? No. I believe she wasn't there, and I believe she was scorned, she was hurt, she felt dissed in the moment, and it led to Scooter losing his life in the tragic way that he did. You know, a prominent legend, a staple, you know, a pillar in the Atlanta, Georgia community, town, whatever you want to say. And it led to him to be, it led to his demise. And it's messed up because it's just some he say, she say stuff, you know, and she probably wasn't even there. But then it don't stop there. Then it get tricky. Was Scooter shot while he was on the fence? Was he tased while he was on the fence? Did he actually hop the fence and puncture his thigh? All that is a possibility. But then, you know, APDs came out with this autopsy, which I think was kind of fast, saying that he wasn't shot, saying that his thigh was punctured. I don't know. I know everybody want to believe he was shot, you know, and we have all rights to, because we know how they cover up stuff. You know, black man, Atlanta, dreads, dark skin. We know how that goes. But I think it's also a possibility that he punctured his thigh, you know. You got them skin tight ass jeans on, or you got whatever you got on. Today's wear is not made for hopping fences. It's just not made for hopping fences. And I'm just saying allegedly. I wasn't there. I don't know what to believe at this point. I know the police is corrupt, and I know when you trying to get away, you moving and you grooving. You feel me? And whatever nick and knack come with it, you gonna take that, but you trying to get away. Unfortunately, all this was over nothing. You know, so yeah, that's what I got to say right now.
I got some breaking news on this. From Baller Alert by way of Atlanta police, 31-year-old Demetrius Spence, also known as Demi Blanco, has been taken into custody by the Atlanta Police Department for transmitting a false public alarm under the whatever act that is. So she's been taken to jail for this. She went down for this. So obviously you was blatantly flat out lying. Spiteful little fucking female, man. I don't even. She's a bad person.
We talking about her.
Yeah, we talking about her. This ain't got nothing to do with none of you lovely BQ team.
You ain't gonna feel some type of way if you do this type of hogs and dogs type shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. None of you BQTs, these Black Queen teams, man. None of y'all out there. We talking about this little piece of shit right here. You just mad. I think one of the dudes was on the phone, kind of like, "Hey, I never even messed with you like that. I always stayed away from you because I knew you was crazy." That second clip y'all seen, baddies of Atlanta, got your ass whooped probably for talking out the side of your neck. Your voice annoying. You one of them little skinny thoughts that just cause problems because you probably ain't got enough ass back there, so you want to fight with everybody.
Well, no natural talent.
No natural talent. You're a bad person. You're a bad person. We lost a rap legend, a black man, a father, a son, a brother, because you was mad about some dick that probably didn't even want you. Come on now, we gotta do better as a people. You gotta do better. Now you gotta go sit down with a whole bunch of people who probably love Scooter up there in Atlanta, Fulton County Correctional Facility, and hopefully you don't get maxed out by one of his little cousins or something. You know what I'm saying? Well, hopefully you do get maxed out by one of his little cousins. But, you know, not to wish harm upon anybody else. We don't need anybody else getting hurt. But it's a tragic situation. I just don't like them type of issues when somebody cry wolf, whether it be man or female, and it ends up with somebody getting messed up. That type of stuff irks my nerves. I'm not bothering you. Leave me alone. Period, point blank. And that it's just unfortunate that's the way that turned out. And it gets sketchy. Now you got this big controversy in the city of Atlanta with the APD, with Scooter and them, because now we trying to figure out, did he get shot or not? I know police get dirty in them chases. They do whatever back then. Maybe he did shoot him. Maybe they just gave him a little push because they was behind him. They just gave him that little extra push so he fall on his face. Y'all be watching it. If y'all don't, I watch them law and crime, police chases, and behind the scenes. It get real grimy when people get running, start running. Anything's possible, but unfortunate situation definitely for that whole side. Stop being spiteful. Stop being a groupie. You looking for fame in all these different places, looking for love. Or you probably weren't even looking for love. You was looking to be around them people so you can get the clout that's associated with being in Atlanta and being by Young Scooter. What's Young Scooter camp called? What would they? Was he with Future? Was he Freeband?
I know he's free band, but I know I think he had something else going on too, though.
Yeah, he had.
But you know, he was free band.
Free band, you know what I'm saying?
Free band.
Like you said, that's the original trap lords right there. Them original trap guys right there. Gucci, Scooter, hey, Juice Man, Future, Jeezy. Them was the real Atlanta right there. That was real Atlanta. RP, what's Gucci Mane man with the light skinned bruh.
Oh, Slim Duncan.
RP Slim Duncan, Shawty Low. You know, he out that clause. That's out of our generation when we was coming up. So yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I feel for them right there. That don't feel good. And to know it was over a punk ass bitch that just on the phone whining about something that ain't had nothing to do with her, it just make it all the much worse. It just make it terrible in my eyes.
Well, I know one thing: when police got to hold somebody accountable, somebody finna be held accountable.
Yeah.
And and that it's a lot of controversy. You got rappers, you know, trying to spend their money here and there to figure out what happened to their loved one, which is righteous.
Yeah.
And you know, we got into this whole fiasco behind Demi Blanco. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I think that's why her ass is wrapped up.
It take the heat off the police.
It take the heat off the police.
Hey, if she would have never called, y'all heard what she said. It was guns, dope, drugs. We had to come investigate.
We had to.
And you know what I'm saying?
And once she said that the shooting and the baby was in there, they had to come with SWAT.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had this question, this $1 million question. Why did he run? Y'all know how police be. Get down, motherfucker! You feel me? SWAT is even worse than that. You feel me?
We black, bro. Let's be real.
Y'all hitting the door with barricades. I'm gone. I'm terrified of the police.
I get pulled over. I start thinking about a whole bunch of stuff I may or might not done. Thinking about, should I run? I'm old enough and mature enough and cool enough now to pull over. But
did this man's wife cheat on him last night?
Yeah.
Is he finna bust my head open just off the strength? It's always a problem for me when I go from, can I grab my,
exactly.
You feel me? It's always a problem.
Exactly.
I don't even feel safe when they do get the green light. You feel me?
I done got clutched on with the green light before, for sure. They give you the extra little. I'm 5-0 in San Francisco, whipped out on me for driving in the bus lane, and they told me to pull over. And I was, I was in the bus lane. I had to pull over. Matter of fact, you know, he was doing like this. I'm thinking he meaning get out the bus lane, and so I get over, but I'm still going. But he like, hey, stop! Started clutching down there, whipped the gun out on me. I pull over. I'm like, whoa! You know what I'm saying? So I say all this to say you never know what's gonna happen with these police. I done ran too. They hit the door. It might have been something in there that it shouldn't have been in there. I'm not saying it was or wasn't. Obviously, I don't know. But I don't want no contact with these people. With nothing. I don't want to. I'm on probation. Somebody might be on probation. This, that, and the third. I don't want to be in trouble for what he got on him. We smoking weed. I don't know if weed illegal in Georgia yet. Anything. Anybody can run. So I'm not blaming Scooter for running. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
It's down there in our DNA to run. Not saying it's always the best choice, but it's down there in our DNA, man. And
down there, we ain't talking about good old California. We talking about Georgia. So ain't no telling how they be coming down there. Yeah, man. Unfortunate. Stop getting mad, ladies. I know a lot of y'all would never even think of nothing like that. Most of y'all would never think of like that. But for them little spiteful ones that just be sitting in the cuss trying to cause problems, keep maxing them ones out like that girl did on the Baddies Club.
Yeah, man. Very unfortunate, man.
Very unfortunate.
Major loss, man.
Major loss, man. We need to do a segment with Scooter Graded Hips one of these days. Because he for sure had the trap jumping.
For sure he had the trap jumping.
Yeah, man. It's just trouble all around the A. We got some more news coming out of Atlanta. Before we go on, what you think about Young Thug tweet contradicting what the police said? Right? Young Thug saying he got shot. They saying it's impalement.
That man probably grieving right now. You know, everybody loves Scooter-Roo. Everybody loves Scooter, man. He probably grieving right now. Of course, I wish it would have been some more context behind that.
I'm talking about this 20-year probation they got over this man's head, where he can't say this in the song. So to speak out publicly against the Atlanta PD, how you think they're gonna feel about that?
I think they're gonna do what they already been doing, waiting closely, you know, on hands and knees for him to fucking mess up. I feel what you're saying.
No violation for that.
No, you can speak on injustice. That's a public opinion. You know, that's freedom of speech right there. It's not like he said fuck APD, you know, or anything like that. But it's like, bro, y'all just, you know, what I'm supposed to do. You feel me? You feel me? The shit's iffy. it's already iffy that y'all came full force like that after y'all kind of feel like she was already lying. You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? But you know, if you give them the gas, they will burn it. So
yeah,
you know, and that's exactly what they did. And now it's like, not only did we lose my boy, we don't know how he was lost. We don't know how he was lost. And I'm surprised, you know, Atlanta ain't, you know, doing no smut on his name. Oh, we found, you know, you know, he's, you know, a known group called Free Band Gang, and Free Bands just stands for, and they had this and this and that in the house. You know, it's nothing for them to go in the trunk.
Yeah.
And sprinkle a little crack on you. You feel me? It's nothing for them to do that. You know, that was all the 90s was about. You sprinkle a little crack on them, it ain't gonna hurt. You feel me?
Yeah. No, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. Atlanta just on fire right now. Let's say that. We got out the YSL Rico. Young Scooter popping up, passed away. Was there anybody else got indicted? Well, if it hasn't been, we got some more news out of these Atlanta courthouses from our favorite Lil Baby.
Take it to the bridge.
Wham!
The baby.
They have gang investigator Maria shows wiretap evidence allegedly proving that Lil Baby put bounties on people's heads. They got some.
What's up? What's going on? Man, them like, come on, bro. You know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can? You know what I'm saying?
They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks. I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed. Or killed.
And who were they?
So allegedly, that was Lil Baby on a wiretap saying it's tickets on all they head. Now, from what I just heard, it said, man, they got tickets on all they head. First off, we don't know if that's Baby. That's what I'm gonna stick to. Second off, in them country boys, it's hard to interpret sometimes. It don't necessarily say, I don't feel like he necessarily said, I got tickets on all they head. It could be like it's already tickets on all they head. He could have heard word through the street that
he did say money. We. Huh? Whoever it was, they did say we.
He said we?
Yeah.
We got tickets on all their head.
Yeah.
That's what you heard? Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, it wasn't that clear to me.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, hey.
Go ahead.
You know, back when that, did we cover that? I think we did cover that when they said Lil Baby had the music video and two teenagers got shot.
Yeah. This
came right behind that.
Yeah.
And how that cop that used to be on Disney or wherever that was just marching and stepping on all 10 behind in the name of Baby, trying to put smut on his name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you coming out here, we're gonna get to the bottom of this and all that. I know y'all, if y'all remember that, go look it up, you feel me? Disney, ex-Disney star cop speaks bad on Lil Baby and tries to involve him within those two teenagers that lost their lives, supposedly at a music video in the Ops neighborhood that Lil Baby supposedly threw a video at, right? So, yeah, this whole little wiretap thing, this whole little a person inside of 4PF telling, this came right after that, you feel me? Now, I didn't want to speak on it further from that because I don't want to be out here. You know how people think, oh man, you put that on that man, or you put that in the atmosphere for that to happen. But 1 + 1 = 2, man. You feel me? And it's already been talked, and which is smart, that is, you know, Lil Baby has, you know, dismembered that whole PF crew, you feel me? Came with a different name, at least in the public's eye, and for the DA, whatever, and been trying to, you know, reverse this with stuff that he knew. We can go back to Fannie Willis. How she said, you feel me?
Talking about Willis.
How she, yeah, if you're out here in Atlanta and you're doing crime, we're coming from you. It was talks about them possibly going after Lil Baby and them then, right? Then again,
she was saying something to somebody, yeah.
Yeah. Then again, you know, and she gave out everybody forewarning. If you're doing crime, you need to go do some crime somewhere else. You feel me? Now, not saying he's doing crime, but I'm just saying this didn't just come out of nowhere. It's kind of been a bug that's been in the bush, but you know, and you just hear the wrestling, but you ain't really seen it. Ain't revealed itself yet. Now it's starting to reveal itself. The shit that we just watched, it does sound like a reach. It does sound like a reach. But a reach is always, you know, it ain't too hard to obtain when you got a motherfucking rat or a snitch. Wiretap inside your camp. So, I know that was a quick clip, you feel me? It's a lot to see and to speak on about that clip, but it also was real quick, so it's like, it kind of leaves you kind of, it kind of left me a little, you know, little dazed a little bit, like, all right, shit sound like a reach, you know, and is that enough to even go after Lil Baby? I'm gonna say, shit heating up, it's getting hot, Lil Baby keep doing what you're doing, staying out the way, with you whoop, you know, doing these runs with these prominent figures of your community and all like that. It has to be genuine. You are under the microscope, and you've probably been for a long time. I'm not gonna speak on what I think you got going on in Oakland and out there in that, you know, in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm not gonna speak on what I think you got going on. That's not for me to do. But I'm just gonna say, you know, keep dropping music, keep moving how you doing, because you're definitely under the microscope, and you see motherfucking attorneys, excuse my language, attorneys, DAs are out here trying to make a name. They fresh out of college, you feel me, fresh out the basement, and they trying to make a name. And they're going after rappers left and right. They don't just want a little Tukey in them from 0978-4 block. You feel what I'm saying? No, they want rappers. They want rappers. And if you give them enough ammo, they're going to load the gun up and they're going to come after you. You feel me? How you feel about it, brother?
Baby innocent. Let me throw that out there. The evidence do look that part right there, that makes it more clear about why Cuz came out there and overtalked, is what it sounded like when he came out there and blamed Baby for them little boys getting killed with him while he was at a video shoot. Obviously, you didn't want the people around you to get killed, but y'all knew that whoever this was on trial, y'all, the detectives who initially interviewed them or had these wiretaps set up, they was listening in on y'all and they heard all that ticket stuff that they trying to put on you. That's why they trying to blame you for stuff. So I know how niggas talk. I don't think he was doing anything with ill intent. I know, oh man, yeah, man, I heard from around the, I heard around the way that my tickets or whatever, but that can mean a whole bunch of different things. And yeah, y'all reaching, trying to pull him in on that. Do I think they gonna try to come at him with something? I 100% do think they gonna try to come at him with something. My boy definitely needs to tread very lightly, and he's doing good at what he just did, right? I'm watching $1 Million Worth of Game. Shout out Gilly, shout out Wallow. I always do that, Gilly Wallow. But there was interviewing Casanova from inside wherever he's at. He in the feds. He actually out here in Nevada in the feds. And the whole time, what Casanova said, he was like, 50 Cent got on a song with Casanova, and he was like, I am not gang. I do not gang bang, right? He said all that to say, one thing he got mad at 50, because like, 50, why you ain't tell me? 50 knew that the feds was watching Casanova, because 50's not dumb. You know what I'm saying? He done been through it all. He went through that whole murdering thing. And he said the way you can beat some of these Ricos or some of the things that can play for you in the Rico is by denouncing your gang live to the public, right? I believe Lil Baby did that, right? He denounced the PF4, Four Pockets 4. He denounced that live. So he gets the vibes too. He does fly under the radar. It's a wiretaps in your camp. It's rats in your camp. They looking at you. You just got to be cool right now. You know they coming. You kind of know they coming. I like you just been buying your real estate. Keep your nose clean. That's all I can say. I believe you are innocent. I believe they reaching. You see they did all that with YSL. You think they'll take a fucking break? Like, chill, bro. Y'all just try to wrap up the whole YSL. Y'all got a few of them off the street, but that blew up in your face. Fannie Williams, you on trial for with Donald Trump because he coming after you because you tried to get him locked up. When do y'all just kick back and let things calm down for a minute? I feel like the police overdoing it at this point. Like, stop trying to lock up every rapper, but it's indictment season. It's indictment season. Everybody going. Dirt gone. Thug just came home. You Casanova in the feds. There's a whole bunch of these rappers. Yellow Beezy, that whole situation. Rappers gotta be cool right now, bro. I hope these niggas ain't out here ordering fucking hits like it's a Big Mac at McDonald's. But stay off the phones, man, and just try to keep your nose clean for Baby. That's the best I can say. I think you're innocent. I think they just trying to stack stuff against you. Keep your nose clean.
Yeah, man, it's all about what people want to listen to today. That's why, you know, got the air and the spotlight on rappers. Y'all talk about this, y'all talk about that in y'all music, you feel me? Lil Baby, he can come out and denounce whatever he wants to denounce. But if, it's one thing to denounce something, it is one thing if, to be allegedly active in the streets. Even if you in Timbuktu and you got people that carry whatever title and y'all share titles, you still can get wrapped up. Now, I have a question. I don't know, like, was that from Wiretap? Was that like from streets to jail? Or that was like both on the streets, like talking, or
Street, I believe.
All right.
What it sound like to me.
I don't know. People just, we see it over and over again. Wiretaps, cameras, all that. People just don't take heed to not talking on the phone. Or I guess everybody really believes everybody that's in that gang allegedly is solid. It's solid and will never fold. You feel me? Or it just won't be, I don't know. It's definitely indictment season. Fannie Willis, everybody just watched her on the stage, worldwide stage, take a fat L and waste a lot of money for the state of Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They watched her take a fat loss. You got to know and you got to believe that there's people that want Fannie Willis power in her job. So the next indictments, plural, are gearing up right now, and they plan to do it, come clean, top-notch information, load up on the informants, and they plan to show Fannie Willis how it's done, and make a mockery. Well, she already made a mockery of herself, but just just to get her to be top tier DA, top tier whatever it is. You feel me? Defense attorney or excuse me, y'all. Yeah, so it's definitely people that's come for a job. So people in Atlanta, just in that area, should keep that in mind. The indictments are nothing to stop. You feel me? It's a lot of money in private prisons putting, people that look like us in jail. People of color, POC in jail. So that the indictments are never going to stop. As long as people are ganging, as long as people are putting it on wax, it used to not be cool to put it on wax. It used to be a fool. Matter of fact, you was the police, you put it on wax. But times have changed. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Just a lot more niggas going to jail. And a lot more prominent black men with money going to jail, so. And, it go both ways. It could be the crime aspect of it. And it also can be you a pillar in your community, and we definitely don't want that. If you give people opportunity to, are you paying tuitions, or, you buying football equipment so everybody can pay, and, you scholarships, them people that you helping out, they less likely to be on this side to where we can profit off of them. We can take everything, the house, the property, all that, and lock them away. So, it could be that. We all know Baby got that bag. I'm pretty sure he does a lot for his community, and all like that. That's the only part I'm willing to speak on, because I don't know nothing about the other side. But I'm pretty sure he's a pillar in his community and in his family, and once you pluck that, everything else kind of perishes. Besides, people that's gonna get the money and know what to do with it, but it's still not gonna be fruitful and plentiful how it was when he was out and about. So it's double-sided. You gotta look at it. Well, maybe this shit is alleged, but then also he is taking care of a family, and certain people don't like that. A community. Certain people don't like that. Probably since he been taking care of the community. I'm just saying, the crime rate could have went down. People gotta have jobs. The police gotta have jobs, baby. A lot of these cops sign up for this because they got bullied and beat up in high school, and they can't wait to go to a neighborhood where they don't have to live, they don't have to, share neighbors and terrorize, or just put their foot down on some necks, no pun intended, but I'm just saying, So little baby, keep dropping the music, man, and keep doing what you're doing, but you got to know, and I think you seem like an intelligent player. You took business at Harvard. Yeah, I know about that, baby. I know about that. Big ups to you. And yeah, man. Walking on ice, and it can't feel nice.
They gonna scream your failures and whisper your accomplishments. Definitely the police. They do want to take the black man out the community, and the 99 things that you did good for your community, they will blow it up over one bad thing. Like you seen, Scooter just got potentially killed by the police. They trying to say, oh, you out here killing other people, and all of a sudden it's a big uproar because they assume or think you did something when they know they done shot down black men. It ain't about what's right and what's wrong. And I believe sometimes people do the wrong thing for the right reasons. And that usually comes when you don't got no money. You know, you trying to get it out the mud. For you, you got it. You got to where you need to go. So just stay on that track and stay out these people's face. That's all I can keep saying. Stay out these people's face. And lawyer up. And definitely make sure you did good, though. I did see when they came out with that whole accusation about baby doing this, baby doing that. The lawyer came out and said, who are y'all to say we can't shoot a music video over in this neighborhood because it's gang infested? So y'all telling, so police basically told Baby and them he need to be scared of shooting a video in the city of Atlanta because it's gang infested, and he knew that if he shot a video over there, that was gonna cause a problem. Well, this is a free country. Y'all, the police telling me to watch out for other gangs, and it's a problem that I did some work in another community because there's gangs over there. Well, if y'all was doing y'all job in the first place and weeding this shit out at the weeds, they wouldn't be to where it is now, to where y'all feel like he can't shoot a music video in one of his own neighborhoods or in his own side of his city. That was a ridiculous statement to say. That was ridiculous to put out there. I think that overzealous cop that used to work for Disney want a little bit more camera time. Because you missed that Disney spotlight. Oh, I can get spotlight in the real life taking down one of these big rappers. It's the fad now, man. It went from rappers getting smoked in 2020, 21. That's when it seemed like we seen an uptick in a whole bunch of rappers getting killed on camera. We had Mo3, we had King Von. I remember those two big ones back to back, Dolph. And it seemed like it was just a list of them, and they just kept coming back to back. It's like every other week you look up, it's another rapper dead. Now few years remorse, it's like the police want that back in blood. All the blood that was shed, it's like they want to put an indictment on every single person that they think might be in some type of gangster activity. I don't know if it's because they feel like things got out of hand. We watched too many of these rappers keep getting killed, and it seemed like nothing came from it. So it's like, all right, what's going on? So we need to show our force, because the streets is showing their force, showing that they can get people touched, and this could go on over here. We need to show our force now and show, hey, we gonna lock you up. You say this, you do this, you need to go to jail. And some of this shit, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, as a black man, you know, raising a young black man out here, some of that stupid shit I do want to stop. I ain't gonna lie, because it's like all this talking on the internet and gang banging on wax and podcasts, XYZ. It always been crazy. Any dude from the 80s, 90s who grew up, even early 2000s, you look at this and be like, I know this nigga didn't just say, oh yeah, I shot him. Oh, blood came out the store. I hit him on blood scattered on the thing. It was 7:30. It was Sunday night. Like, when did we start getting so specific? You used to didn't even want to say your op name. You didn't want to give him no mention. Now it's like, okay, you give him a mention, fuck them niggas, cool. Now you want to tell exactly what you did, when you did it, damn near put it on live. Like, that shit got to stop. I don't want that being the vibe as the next generation come up thinking like, oh, this is what it is. So you gotta do it, and you gotta say you did it, because you gonna crash out. You feel me? I help out in the community with youth sports and do all that shit. When I look at these little dudes, I be having in my head like, I don't want that to be what these little dudes turn into. Like, okay, we older now, we crashing out, and we not even doing it in a player slick way to where we might get away with the money. That used to be the objective, to get away with the money. They don't want the money no more. They just want the fame and the crash out. And it's like they chase that. We do as people need to spin that back around and go get back to the money, man. Get back to being the player, the money, the hustler, and doing whatever you gotta do. Go to school, all that. I understand everybody ain't gonna take each route, but the crash out culture, we do gotta kind of stop that, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling nobody what to do with their life, but I think that will kind of get these people back off everybody back, so we don't be losing these millionaires in our community over some dumb stuff. But yeah, that's just how I feel about that situation.
Yeah, and they're gonna give us all the tools to, to oppress ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? If you peep, you know, the rappers they get his money to, you gotta rap about what they want you to rap about. You gotta rap about taking out another person that look like you. You know, all this horrible and heinous stuff that even myself included like to listen to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely has to, you know, be some type of pivotal change. Is it coming anytime soon? I don't know. I'm not a Negro Diamonds, but it definitely need to come because it's like damn, all these people just crashing out, throwing their lives away, and then when you talk about, you know, a rapper, it's like damn, you done finally made it, and you can do this, you can do that, you know, and before you even burn out as a rapper, before people decide that they not even listen to, you go down at the height of your career. You go down at the height of your career, and then you know what everybody's favorite word to say is? They told on me. That's the hottest thing to do nowadays, you know, dealing with this legal. You know,
I mean, they is
justice.
telling though at the same time.
They telling, but when you put it on wax, you know.
I mean, yeah, if you put it on wax and you started the investigation.
Yeah, can we? You know, allegedly, we know people telling on Dirk, but Dirk hottest albums was him putting all that on wax. You know, supposedly even taking a soundbite of one of his ops, you know, grieving over a loved one. You feel me? And now that shit came back to bite him in his ass in court.
It is good music though.
It's great music, but it's all designed like that. And I'm just gonna leave y'all with this from my mouth. That's why Kanye West, SWAT stick it up, you know, Ku Klux Klan look-alike, and he going at these powers that be. And I'm not gonna say no names, no denominations or anything like that, but you know, just listen. If y'all watching that, y'all tuned in. I know y'all tuned in because everybody woke, but you know, get you a cup of coffee or get you some of that good green tea, you know, drizzle a little honey in it, and sit down and just watch that and just listen and you know, forget all the buffoonery. You feel me? A lot of that shit just catch eyes, you know, because a lot of us. It's a lot of us that walk around out here and we don't know, you know, the 2 from the 10. You feel me? We just going whatever. Oh, everybody looking at that. Let me look at that. But for the ones that do know, those ones I'm talking to, just watch that and peep what he's saying. You feel me? You know, only reason they ain't fucking with Kanye right now because they have the narrative out there spun that he's off whippets, he's a lunatic, he's depressed. You know. They gonna put it out there. Same thing with Dave Chappelle. Not to get off contract, not to get get off subject, but when Dave Chappelle turned down that money, he's off crack. He's in Africa smoking crack. He abandoned his family. You know, all this stuff. But the powers that be, we're not gonna blame them, right? Because the power's still in our hand. You just gotta, you know, spend it a different way.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, that's real spill though. And I watched that and I definitely heard everything he was saying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I heard everything he was saying in a major way. And I don't feel like he tell no lies. You know, some plays might get drawn off, but he kept that.
He damn near sacrificing himself live for us. You feel me? It might be too deep for certain people. I'm just saying. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know, I know one of the laws in the 48 laws of power, you know, don't ever make it look like you know more than the masters. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You finna take it to the bridge, or you got something else for it?
No, we're gonna go to the bridge, man, my boy.
To the bridge, driver.
Sauce Walka, as we covered last time, Sayso P tragically gunned down, Memphis, Tennessee. Sauce Walka sitting right there next to him, took a leg shot. Seen Sauce go out there on a podcast. I'm sorry I forgot the name right now, but it's a podcast that Sayso P wanted him to go to. And basically said he understood the situation, he understood what happened, and he didn't want retaliation.
Go ahead.
This article, I'm sorry, this might be a little incorrect, but one of the suspects was found dead, right, that they announced that said shot had something to do, or one of the shooters in that incident. He was found dead in Houston, shortly thereafter being identified by the Memphis Police Department. The sister of the suspect who was found dead in Houston says, "My brother wasn't what y'all saw. People is hungry, and some people make bad choices." So, The young man was found dead in Houston. I don't know if it was in a hotel or outside. I don't know. I know they showed a building of it and said suspect found dead. But why the young man was in Houston, I have no idea. After you just shot Sauce Walka, or allegedly shot Sauce Walka, why are you in Houston? I have an idea in my head, but I don't understand why you would get down there. Sauce has denounced. He said he didn't want anything to do with no revenge. It's okay. He respects the rules of the streets. So I'm going to take what he said for face value. One of his shooters was found in Houston, face down. What do you take from this situation?
I don't know, but I just that's why I am a big time fan, and down there a student of Sauce Walka in this game. Yeah, it's a little comedic. Yeah, it's a little cartoonish, but you gotta look through all that. It's layers to this shit. You gotta be able to read between the lines. Thank you, Sauce Walka, for not coming out and incriminating your fucking self on camera. Now, whatever happened, that's between you, God, Sayso P, and the man that lost his life. The shooter allegedly. But thank you, man. When you know you like that, you ain't gotta come out and let the whole world know you like that. It's just hella unnecessary. Because now you letting people know you like that, and the people that's really looking as the ones that's, oh, well, if he's like that, he's a danger to the community. They don't care about you getting shot or anything like that. So I just want to say thank you for being that seed that didn't need much to succeed around a whole bunch of weeds that all grow the same and that all grow just to tear down whatever is around them. Thank you for being that seed that can flourish in the fucking dark and come out through the cement and just put that change out there. You feel me? When he went online and said what he said, I felt that. Mm-hmm. Evidently, rest in peace to Sayso P, he had some business, some endeavors going on that, I don't know about, Sauce Walka probably didn't know about, but in the face of death, some words was exchanged, or just a life was spared. And if you got any type of intelligence, ain't nobody sparing shit out here. Up to score. Him and him, bonus, 25 points, Bob Bow, Sauce Walka, oh yeah, we did that. You feel what I'm saying? No, that was some real, handle some business type shit. You feel me? There's still motherfuckers out here that's moving in silence. Sauce Walka, you one of them. You feel me? Hey, you ain't got to look hard for the world. Motherfuckers know who you is. The internet gonna speak. We just want the internet to watch so we can get that pay. That's all that is. I can care less what they say. You feel me? And I think Sauce Walka has that concept. He grasped that in his head. And I appreciate that man for that. Now, with this body being found in Houston, I saw something saying either, or I heard something to the grapevine that they got followed to from Houston to Memphis. It's a long ass way to follow somebody on one of them lonely ass freeways. Mm-hmm. Let's get up on them and do it right now. I'm tired. My girl just made some pizza rolls. Let me get back before they get cold. Mm-hmm. But I'm here, so I don't know if that happened, but you never know. I really don't want to speculate on it. Because I know the fuzz is doing the same thing right now. They speculating on it. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So unlike everybody else, bigger business is gonna let them niggas do their job. We gonna let them do their job. You got other podcasts, DJ Academics, my boy, but we gonna let them do their job. You got Reddit, they gonna do their job for them. I'm not finna sit here and speculate. I'm just gonna go face value. What Sauce Walka said, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm thankful to have my life. You feel me? Coulda, shoulda, woulda, you feel me? But it is what it is. Now how, yeah. Anytime there's money involved, it's gonna be casualties on this side and that side. And that's just how this shit go. You feel me? You don't know if it was that, we don't know if it was that, but people that feel offended by Sayso P or whatever he did, they feel offended. And then people that feel offended that what happened to Sayso P, they feel offended. So, it's gonna be some back and forth. The Texas shit kind of throw me off a little bit, but I'm glad it's throwing me off. I think I look at myself as pretty intelligent. I look at this man as pretty intelligent. So if it's throwing it off, hey, let us throw it off. You feel me? Hopefully that shit gets swept under the rug. You feel me? I know how you YNs is nowadays. I don't want nobody in jail. I respect that. Let the streets handle it. It's not the streets got justice. Now, don't nobody come out and make a video about this shit. You feel me? I know y'all itching. Oh, I can get 3 million views in 4 hours.
Late. My boy Flacco already got it in.
Who?
Flacco.
No, I'm talking about a music video.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Flacco gonna do that.
Okay.
Flacco gonna do that. You feel me? That's him.
Shout out Flacco.
Flacco gonna catch fades. That swap. You know.
Swap me.
Swap me.
That wasn't
Yeah.
him, bro.
I ain't looking like nothing. Yeah. He gonna catch a fade over.
Cause that was, I be scared if Flacco was moving like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you big. Them big fast niggas be scaring me. I'm like, oh, you big and out there. But
I'm pretty sure you stand your ass in front of one of Poetic Flacco plates. He gonna move like that for sure.
He ain't no small ass nigga.
You know that's what I'm saying.
Weight is weight. Mass is mass.
Mass
if
is
the nigga
mass.
get you with the right
And anger is anger.
That part.
You feel me? Stand in front of one of them oxtail plates.
Yeah.
You gonna find out.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You saying don't make no video about it?
I'm just saying, don't nobody come out and make a rap video about it. How we dropped this, we dropped that. I know they itching for the 3 million views. You feel me?
Not the TSF camp.
No, of course not them. I'm just saying, you know, either or that opposition, or somebody, you know, that was brought in, you know, whatever it was. I'm just saying, let the streets play this shit out, like how it is right now. You feel me? Definitely, once again, they're watching. You feel me? Sauce Walka, a smart man. Keep being a trendsetter, man. What you got?
I love the TSF camp, man. Ever since the days, who used to tell us about this? Kayvon used to tell us about them. Kayvon told about them, and then I heard about the Sauce twins way back when. And obviously he came out here and started fucking with Filthy. And that was, you know, that's when I really got on the Sauce, right? Ever since then, you know, been in love with their whole movement, man. I love what they doing. I love how it's unique. It's not it's not overly tough. You know what I'm saying? They got some real ism in there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's familiar talking around these parts. So I get what they saying and what they doing and how they moving. And the more he got, he faced adversity and he overcome adversity with flawless every time. It ain't too much dirt, it ain't too much smut they done threw at Sauce that he ain't just brush off, you know what I'm saying? So I love how he handled business. I love how he handled this situation. I don't think he had nothing to do with that. Everybody works on their own accord. Sometimes when people just love you, sometimes people just love you. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. You ain't gotta be out here being overly tough. Sometimes people just have genuine love for you. And some people probably had genuine love for Sayso P. So who knows what happened? I'm saying, is it one of them like, yeah, for sure. But hey, we're gonna let it figure out. If it needs to be figured out, it's gonna be figured out. I know Memphis police is scandalous because after that happened, they released the name of the second individual who they was looking for. So now they got another name out there. So whatever's going on, be careful. Both sides, everybody be careful, because you know, it's up there. It looked like for those young men who did that, because one is passed away. One is the Memphis police look. I think you should turn yourself in at this point, young blood. You know what I'm saying? Whoever that second name that they released, hey, it look a little tricky out here on the streets. If I was you, I would turn myself in. I know easier said than done. If I was in that position, I probably wouldn't turn myself in.
I was just about to ask you that. I'm not.
If I was in that position, I probably wouldn't.
Facing life. I'm not
turning myself in.
I'm the same draws as these niggas and shit like I'm not.
I'd rather get it how the first nigga got it than turn myself in. I'm gonna keep it real. But young man, you need to turn yourself in, because I'm on my you feel me shit today. So turn yourself in, young blood, because yeah, man, God is watching, man. You know, it's just looking ugly, man.
You really turn over a new leaf?
Huh?
You really turn over a new leaf?
Oh yeah, for today.
I'm not mad at that. We gotta get some progress somewhere. I've been making progress on this man. No Diddy. It sounded weird when I said it. It sounded weird.
No Diddy.
But
no Diddy.
But yeah, man.
Yeah,
you ain't never heard nothing bad about Sauce Walka. Nobody ever came out. I'm just saying, you know, he's a pillar in his.
You know, we messing with the Sauce, man. We've been messing with the Sauce
a long time.
Since way back. So yeah, man. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. You want to talk about it, man. And
Splash for the cash.
And I love how he just do his thing, man. He got the compound. He be putting people on. He go over here, sign this artist, go over there. And everybody's not tough. Everybody's not a gangbanger. He sounded a Chinese anime boy with the sword, and he was rapping. And I'm like, and I love how they get infected. And you know, he pushing P around the United States. Whatever your P stands for, he pushing that around the United States, man. So that's cool. I love the episode. Once again, shout out Wallow and Gilly. $1 million up the game. They went to the compound, and you just seen a whole bunch of love in there. Family members, everybody in there coming together. Got strip clubs opening up. got this, that, and the third. Everybody doing their thing, man. That's a beautiful thing to happen. That's a beautiful thing to see. I know he touched a lot of families, so a lot of families love that man. I'm glad. Once again, thank you, Memphis, for not finishing that job. And I'm not saying it's a job, but you know, not doing that boy in, because y'all had plenty of ample opportunity to do that. And whoever that was, that's a testament to Sauce right there, right? I had the chance to do you in, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been nothing to pull that trigger a couple more times in that direction and still get blood done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen the video, blood over here with it, over there. It would have been nothing. It's a testament. I think if he wasn't Sauce, I still think they would have did that to him. I think
if he wasn't Sauce and his name wouldn't solidify in these streets like the United States, would have done it to him. Because the last thing I want to do is do that and then leave a witness, and then now I'm in jail and I have to stare this witness in the fucking face while he sent me to the upper room.
Yeah, I think we pretty sure he knew Sauce wasn't finna come and testify on that boy. But period, point blank, that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's still something a lot of people wouldn't even think twice about. Like, man, please. You know what I'm saying? So, thankful they gave that man another day out there. Cause that'd have been sad, man. I didn't want to see Sauce die.
I would have been fucked up.
Yeah,
I would have been fucked up. Sauce and Scooter. Oh my God! I just like, God damn. God damn. You feel me? I was like, you feel me?
It's a lot of rappers that's just rappers. I'd be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't like no black man to lose his life. Let me say that. But it's just be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? But I like certain people. Like
that's tenure.
Certain people transcend rap. That's why I say Nipsey Hussle. I mean, some people might not be the biggest Nipsey Hussle fan. I seen them transcend rap. I seen them buy a neighborhood and employ the brothers around him and put them in a position to win. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be big or small. You know,
it's still a blueprint for the next young black man.
Exactly.
So and I always respected about Nipsey Hussle. I'm not one of his biggest fans.
Yeah. You ain't gotta like the music, right? I like the music too, but some people ain't. You know,
but you can't. You know, and I'm a big hater for sure. But I can't not respect Nipsey Hussle.
You didn't listen to Crenshaw? No. The Red Album, Crenshaw.
Bro.
Yeah, hits on there.
He probably did, but I'm not from Crenshaw.
It wasn't about Crenshaw.
I know, but my little black man brain, like, Crenshaw, nigga. No,
okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I just thought it was going to be a whole bunch of, you feel me?
YG. Remember his whole run with YG? I know I was there with you. We was in the functions going crazy to it. So
YG whole shit slapped.
Yeah, the bitches ain't shit, but
that was a banger.
You know what I'm saying? They had a couple of them back then.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
I heard when he was coming out with the Nip shit. No,
I'm gonna keep it real. I was a bigger fan of old Nip than I was new Nip. I started listening to the newer Nip after he died, and I'm being honest about that.
I think he was getting ready to transcend into, the industry.
Because I didn't hear Victory Lap till after he died. I'm gonna be 100% real. When I listened to it, it may be the emotion with the man passing and it being good music that made it just hit a little harder. But I for sure was off of Nip back in them Crenshaw days, them early days. I wasn't Bullets Had No Name. That's real LA. I wasn't that deep into it. But once he made it up here, I was messing with Nip. And we ran into him at the vinyl that one time. Remember when he was coming out?
The vinyl?
Yeah, he was coming out the venue. And he threw the deuces and got in the bus and got up out of there.
I believe it. I'm just so fried and dry.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out.
But he actually he didn't do that Hollywood shit and just run with the security behind him. He stopped, took his time, came back to us.
That type of nigga.
I'm saying, it be little shit that I be noticing about niggas that be like, and I feel like Sauce is one of them niggas. I feel like you see Sauce, he ain't finna just do some Hollywood ass shit and just drive by. I feel like he gon'
I'm gonna be turned up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's gonna turn me up.
Yeah, I think he gonna stop and he gonna do his thing.
It's hard to be a real nigga and have money.
Yeah.
In certain places.
Yeah.
And be on top of your city, wherever your location is at. Yeah. Be running that. It's hard to do all that and survive to see, the fruit of your loom. You feel me?
The hat trick is crazy, exactly. Being the real nigga, having money, and being accepted in your city, that's the hat trick. Yeah. That's a hard feat to accomplish. You know what I'm saying?
They get you out of there.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
And unfortunately, a lot of them type brothers do meet their untimely demise. So, hey man, shout out Sauce Walka for surviving that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out TSF.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Scooter. Judge, did somebody else pass, man? They be happening so fast.
Rest in peace, Sayso P.
Sayso P, Scooter. We're going to leave it at that because that's where we was at.
Comment, like, subscribe. Go check out that latest and greatest interview. Shout out my boy, Grandmaster
Bay. You know what I'm saying?
And stay tuned, baby.
I see you, boy. Yeah, man. Big Hop, Big Six, bigger business.
You're...